Welcome to Lesson 6. This is part 4 of 7 parts. Be sure you have completed all prior videos before watching this one. Earlier in PMCP1, we defined the critical path as the longest path through the project network. The critical path tells us the shortest time in which we can complete the project. Let's take a look at the critical path in Microsoft Project. The Detail Gantt view automatically shows us the critical path in red. So we can drop down the Gantt chart icon, select More Views, select Detail Gantt, and click Apply. The project moves out of view, but by going to the View tab and clicking Entire Project in the Zoom group, we can see the critical path as well as the slack time for tasks. You are probably wondering why the critical path isn't shown as a path through the entire project. The answer is we created a unique situation by constraining the Coordinate Magazine Articles task to a fixed period in time. The critical path now begins with this task, and all prior tasks have a lot of slack time. This is actually an ideal situation since we have a lot of flexibility built into this plan. We only need to be on target for the last few tasks to make the public web portal available to bring this project in on time. Notice how the slack times are recorded to the right of the Gantt chart bars, and the tasks of the public launch phase, starting with the constrained task, are now shown in red. Another way of calling attention to the tasks on the critical path is to highlight them. On the View tab, in the Data group, select Critical in the Highlight drop-down. Take note of the many other predefined conditions we can highlight in our plan. Note that most of the public launch phase, all tasks starting with the constrained task, are highlighted. Notice that when we switched to the Detail Gantt view, the formatting we did to the milestone task and the Gantt chart is gone. Gone, but not lost. When you switch back to the regular Gantt chart view, you will find that all the formatting is preserved. When you return to the detailed Gantt view, it will appear as above unless we make other changes. In this navigation session, we're going to look at working with the critical path. Now, as I pointed out in the slides, the critical path is easy to find because it's actually pre-highlighted in red in the Detail Gantt chart. I can reach that view by coming to my Task tab, View, drop down Gantt chart, go to More Views, and you'll notice just above Gantt chart is Detail Gantt. I select that, click Apply, and now I have my Detail Gantt chart. I do need to bring the project back into focus, so I'm going to click on the View tab and zoom the entire project. I'll just scroll just a little bit more so everything comes into view. Scroll down a little, and you'll notice here's my critical path highlighted in red. You'll notice this 7 days is called out here as my lag time, and I have slack time on all these prior tasks because they don't need to be done until the end of the project due to their various dependencies. So that was easy to find. As I pointed out, we can also, on this View tab, go to the Data group and highlight and choose Critical. And now we will see the critical path tasks, highlighted in yellow. Notice, of course, that we do have a long list of things that we can highlight, including things like summary tasks. We could have chosen this to highlight our milestone. But let's just, again, for the purpose of this exercise, stick with the critical path. When I return to my regular Gantt chart view, and scroll up, you'll see that my plan completed is again highlighted and the highlighting of the critical path is gone. However, I do have the option of highlighting critical here as well. But for right now, we'll just keep that as a part of the detail Gantt chart. So that ends our navigation session on the critical path. Be sure to highlight your critical path because this is where you have to focus your management attention during project execution to make sure that the project comes in on time, within cost, and with the appropriate quality. Now it's time for you to practice. View the critical path and highlight it. Resave your file when you are done. Lesson 6 consists of 7 parts. You just completed part 4 of 7. Please proceed to watch part 5.